What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of goldfish surgery, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. Check out the links in the description if you aren't already part of it. Join our Facebook group, follow us on Instagram, and also check out the Fancy Goldfish Fanatics website. So as I said, today we're going to be doing a little bit of goldfish surgery. Probably not so much surgery, so to say, but I'm going to be removing a scale from one of my fish because it looks like it might be a little bit infected, something not quite right going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head outside. We're going to show you all the different pieces of equipment that I'm going to be using for this surgery, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to conduct the surgery and how I like to treat my fish. Now, this is a topical treatment. Some viewers may be a little bit distressed watching this video, so if you don't want to see that, then click off the video. I hope I never have to say that again. I want you to watch the whole video throughout, but this is something I'm doing which is best for the fish, so it doesn't lead to a further infection, or potentially the fish could die over the long term. So I'm doing this in the fish's best interests, and also I want to make sure the fish suffers no pain and I get it done as quickly as possible. Now, if you aren't comfortable doing this yourself and your fish is showing symptoms similar to mine, then make sure you consult an expert and don't do anything you aren't comfortable with. Now, that's the disclaimer out of the way, so now I'm going to head outside and we're going to sort out this poorly fish. For the equipment we're going to be using, you can see we've got the trusted blue bowl. That will be to put the fish in, and then we're also going to need a net to catch the fish. You can also use your hand for this, but I'm preferring to use a net. We've also got some cotton buds. This will be used to apply the topical treatment of choice, and they're always good to have handy. Then next up, we can have some koi calm. I'm not going to use any koi calm or any sedatives for the fish, but if you're uncomfortable handling the fish, then you can always use a little bit of this just to help make things a little bit easier. Now, I'm going to be using propolis today, which is actually made from bees and has antibacterial properties. You can also use iodine or potentially an ulcer swab by NT Labs, which is an antibacterial, and it helps clean up the wound, but I'm just going to be using the propolis. Now, another piece of equipment that we're going to be using, or we could use, is methylene blue. Now, I'm not going to actually use this, but you can use it for like fin rot, and it's good for fish baths as well, just to clean up any bacteria. And then also some paper towels are really useful when you've got wet hands. And then finally, we'll need the tweezers to actually remove the scale from the fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bowl up the fish now, get it into the blue bowl. Not too much water so it can't jump out, but enough so the full body is covered and it's not too stressed out, or as little stressed out as it can be. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take the blue bowl out of the pond, put it onto the patio so we can get up close and the bowl isn't moving around in the water. Here, hopefully you can see that inflamed scale, quite red, and there's something not quite right going on. That's why we're going to be removing it. So here we've got the fish on the patio, as you can see, and it's best to have all of your equipment lined up ready to use right next to you, so you haven't got to dash away from the bowl and leave the fish unattended, because that is one of the worst things you can do. So here we've got the propolis. I've also got the ulcer swab, just if I think the wound needs a bit of that, if it's quite bad. So we will see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up the fish and just show you that lesion or that dead scale. So what you can do, you can feel the scale, and if it's rough, then it's likely the scale is dead. Now I'm just going to wipe a bit of the mucus away, a bit of the moisture away on the fish, and then just simply pick the scale and remove it straight towards my body, straight towards the tail of the fish. Now sometimes you may have some extra tissue or some inflamed tissue or any blood. So I just like to scrape that off gently, very gently with the tweezers, make sure it's all removed, and also the paper towel to remove any remnants of that. Now we're going to be applying some of the propolis to the dry-end area. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that and then use the cotton bud to help push that into the area. Sometimes you can push that into the scale pocket, and also to stop it from spreading all over the fish, really, because as the fish is quite wet, propolis and iodine can get all over the fish, and you want to make sure it doesn't get into the gills or in the eyes, anything like that. Now you can see I'm blowing on the wound. This is just to dry that propolis out. So now I've put it back into the water. The propolis hasn't all come straight off the fish, and I'm going to wrap up there. So as you saw, the fish is all healed up now. I added the treatment onto it, so I'm happy the surgery went well. The fish is looking happy and healthy, and it is swimming around really actively. And also I did give it a feeding about an hour after the surgery, and it did eat, so that's great news. And I hope within about a week that area or that scale will heal over nicely and you won't even notice anything happen to it. Now I would say that that fish probably did it by either rubbing on the bottom, or it's just knocked itself maybe in the feeding frenzy. It was trying to get some food and it's knocked itself on something in the pond, or maybe a bit of bacteria had got under the scale pocket and it caused the scale to raise slightly. Now this isn't dropsy or anything to do with dropsy. This is just a specific location on the fish. Just like if you grazed your arm, you'd have like a scab and you'd have some bleeding. The same thing happened to fish under the water. But I will keep you updated with how that fish is going. Very soon we are going to be, probably actually next episode, we're going to be shooting episode 2 of Rate My Tank. Now I got quite a bit of good feedback. Hopefully as the series goes on I can narrate a little bit better and give you some more info. So episode 2 will be in the next video. Also, the weather is getting quite cold now. Unfortunately, I can't believe it. It still should be nice and warm outside, but unfortunately it's not. So in the next week, 2 weeks probably, I'm actually going to be bringing the tank back inside, and I can't wait actually. I know the fish have been enjoying that natural algae outside, but I can't wait to bring the tank back inside and sit on the sofa when I'm watching the TV and having to look over at the fish, and I can just enjoy them a bit more then. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope you will stay tuned for the next episode. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.